Hi there, good morning, good day, good afternoon, depending on when you're listening to this. The question is, how can we add, bring, enjoy, share, hold, and have more positivity in life? That's what I'm going to cover on today's podcast. My name is Flemming Schmidt. I'm your host, and welcome to the Positive Outcome Show. Today, I wanted to share a few things about fears because I faced my share of fears and it's hard sometimes to face your fears. But just before we go into that, just let me share a little bit about me so that you get to know who I am. As I mentioned, my name is Flemming Schmidt. I'm a coach, I am an entrepreneur, and I'm a proud dad. So that's me in a nutshell. My journey has been my own personal experience through a divorce almost 10 years ago now. And it left me hurt, scarred, and broken. I didn't know how I was going to get back up on my feet again. I did not know how to be positive, how to be joyful, how to find love and kindness again. And it was a harsh and hard time. And through own personal experience, as I mentioned, through therapy and later on coaching, I found my way. I was introduced to personal development, personal growth, the working from within part, and it has transformed my life tremendously. And I'm forever grateful that I've had the courage to walk that path. And through that path, I faced my fears, some of them, and not all of them, because we are living life and life is one long event of a learning curve. So have faith. Failure is not bad. Failure is good because we learn from our mistakes. Now, there are mainly three fears that could be the reason for us not getting where we want to go. And I certainly faced some of them because, well, I wasn't aware of it in the beginning. So the first one is the fear of failure or the fear of loss. And what I mean about that is what happens once we reach our goal. The fear of loss would be, what about your friends, coworkers, colleagues, and so on? Are you still able to be friends even though if you have reached the level of manager or if you have raised the level of your skills so that you're not, or that you are doing maybe better than your friends and colleagues? But are you able to be friends still? I mean, some people are afraid of losing what they have in order to gain new. And that's a real thing. The fear of loss. The next thing is the fear of the process. How do you reach your goal? What do you need to do? And how do you get started? Right? That's the process. And a lot of people, myself included, a lot of people are holding themselves back. They procrastinate just to avoid the process of the real work. I mean, if you ever have had coaching sessions or been with a therapist or let's say to an exam in school, and the teacher or the one who's in charge of the exam is asking you a question just to push you a little bit harder just to get the right answer out. It feels uncomfortable to be pushed outside your comfort zone. It feels uncomfortable to be where you're not comfortable being. And that is a part of the process. And it's also why people are afraid of it, because it feels uncomfortable. And as I mentioned, if you have ever been with a coach, your coach is going to push you out of your comfort zone. And you get introduced to the concept of being comfortable, getting uncomfortable. Because that's where the learning really happens, is when you get out of your own way and get into the real thing that actually matters. So the fear of the process, it's a real thing, and a lot of, and myself included, people are, well, they're not afraid of the process, but they are, because it's unknown, they are worried, or it just feels uncomfortable. And the last thing is the fear of accomplishment. What happens once you went through the process and once you get to the other side? What happens then? Right? What happens then? I like to have this description. When you're climbing a hill and you get to some kind of a plateau where you say, oh, now it's a rest time, or I've made that journey so far. Is the plateau just one big scary hole downwards on the other side? Is it a plateau with, I don't know, magical beings, unicorns and fluffy grass, and it's all good? Or is it just the same old dirt road you just climbed up, but with another climb and a new prize at the end? I don't know. I don't know how you see it, but the fear of accomplishment is getting to the point where you get to the other side, and what happens then? If you're in management and you become a leader, and your coworkers, would they see you as a leader, or are you actually ready to be the leader that you want to be? Are you ready to take upon that responsibility it requires? Are you ready for committing yourself to that goal? Or because when you are a leader, you're also saying yes to a lot and more new responsibilities. Are you able to handle that? People start questioning themselves, and they get afraid of accomplishing the goal, because what happens when I'm done? Am I good enough? Can I handle the responsibility? So, ladies and gentlemen, let me ask you this. What are you afraid of? Fear of the process? Fear of loss? Or fear of achievement? It might be just one, it could be two, it could be all three. It doesn't even matter. Most people are experiencing one of those three to be the reason they are not getting where they want to go. So make a system check, an inner system check, and notice where you might be. And what is holding you back for getting out there and doing your thing? What is holding you back for pursuing your dream? Are you afraid of judgment from others? Or are you afraid of the judgment that you give yourself? We tend to be our worst own critics and be very harsh to ourselves. So, are you actually afraid of the judgment of others, or is it your own expectations toward yourself that is really the one that you do not want to disappoint? It's just a question. But ask yourself this: what are you afraid of? The process, the loss, or the achievement? And remember, no one is telling you what to do other than yourself. Remember that you are in control of you, your life, your decisions, your feelings. No one tells you what to do. And if someone does, means that you allow them to do so. So remember that you are in control of your feelings, your actions, your goals, your dreams. So go for that. Go for them. All right. Thank you for listening. It's an honor to serve you. I hope that this episode has served you in clarifying that there are mainly three fears that are holding you back. It might just be one of them. It might be all three of them. But in most cases, one of those is holding you back. So my question is, what are you afraid of? Once you find out, get to work and try to overcome that challenge by changing some of your habits, changing some of your routines towards a more positive outcome. Okay, Thank you for listening, and take care.